The Royal Rumble is the second biggest event of 2021, and it's going to be even bigger. During our Wrestling Insider pay-per-view watch-along is the former Raw main eventer himself. John Cena Sr. will be in studio live during the big event. We'll watch the Royal Rumble, take some questions, sign some autographs, and make this year's Royal Rumble as interactive as it can be without you being there in person. Get ready for John Cena Sr. live during the Royal Rumble, January 31st.
I had one conversation with him the whole time I was in WCW. Barbarian, I was traveling with him. I didn't have a credit card. So Barbarian's wife took his credit card from him because he was running the bill
too
up
high,
too much.
yeah.
So she said she's not going to give him the credit card. So Dallas paid, told Barbarian, said, oh, I get 2 cars. I put one on, I would get you a car. So we get to the airport. I was supposed to ride with Barbarian. Dallas paid, changed his man about doing it.
Really?
So now me and Barbarian, we stuck at the airport, and we couldn't get a rental car. So Kevin Nash came over, and he said, I get y'all a car. So he got a car for me and the Barbarian on his credit card. And that was the first and only time that I ever talked to Kevin Nash.
Really?
Yeah.
He helped you out?
Yeah.
Big time?
Yeah, and that was the first and only time I had any type of interaction with him. I mean, I've seen him on a couple of independents, but he don't really, the guys don't really socialize with me that much.
Well, what kind of got you hot when we had that discussion was the amount of money that they got when they went to WCW. I think in your head you were trying to calculate where you were considering your stature in professional wrestling, and they walked into $750,000 a year contracts.
Yeah.
You were a little angry about that.
Oh, yeah, well, most wrestlers are, guys that have been around a long time, and you see a guy walk through the door and make 5 times the money you make, and, you help build pretty much WCW, because that at first was Mid-Atlantic and Georgia Championship Wrestling and Florida Championship Wrestling.
Right.
And so I wrestled all 3 territories and drew money for them. It was well known in the area. They come with a new company, and the guys like me, Tommy Rich, and the guys that helped build that area, Ole Anderson got kicked to the curb, George Scott got kicked to the curb, and they just kicked all those old timers to the curb and brought in just new guys. Of course I'll be angry about that. Yeah. And I'm very sure that George Scott and Ole Anderson and all the guys that was around, Wahoo McDaniel, that was around Black Jack Mulligan with Barry Windham and his son, they all got kicked to the curb, and they brought in all these new guys and started paying them big bucks. So,
well,
yes.
Do you think maybe the wrestlers are at fault? You look at every form of entertainment now, every form of sport, and the salaries are out there. The wrestlers, they try and hush anything that has to do with money, and in the end, they shoot themselves in the foot because they have no negotiating or bargaining power.
When I first started in the wrestling business, they said, Tony, if you leave this business and you have one friend, consider yourself lucky. See, what a lot of people don't know, wrestlers are not friends. They business associates. Every wrestler is a subcontractor. WWE, the only employees of the WWE is who works in the office.
In Stamford, yeah.
Every wrestler on WWE roster is a subcontractor. They pay their own insurance, they pay their own taxes, they get a flat check. When they get that check from Vince, there's nothing come out of it. He don't take out Social Security.
Nothing.
He don't take out Medicaid. He don't take out Medicare. He don't take out nothing. You get a flat fee. You have to pay your own taxes every quarter. Vince don't do that. So if a wrestler is not good at doing his taxes, he could end up broke at the end of that year.
Real easy.
Right. A wrestler had to know more about paying his taxes than he have to know about wrestling.
Right.
In fact, wrestling is the easy part. When the guy asked me one time, I said, what is the safest spot for a wrestler? The safest spot for a wrestler is in the ring. Because in the ring is the only place the wrestler can take care of himself. The most dangerous spot for a wrestler is in a car with other wrestlers or in the dressing room. Because you get to trusting people. And you say something, and like MacDonald Vachon said, if a story is worth telling, it's worth embellishing. Give you a prime example that I was coming back from Japan, and I want to go to Los Angeles. On my way back, I want to party with my girlfriend. So she want to go out and get some drugs and some alcohol and all this and that stuff. So I used to carry a little wallet. That's why I started carrying a fanny pack. I just carry a wallet. So we went to this hotel called the Beverly Hillcrest, and my wallet dropped out on the seat. I had $300 in my wallet. So we went upstairs and we partied and everything. All of a sudden, I reached for my wallet to get something. I can't find my wallet. So I go downstairs. I tell the guy I left my wallet in the car. So the guy goes to search the car. He found my wallet, my credit card, and my license, everything in the wallet. But the $300 in cash is gone.
Really?
So I go to the dressing room that night. And I tell the boys that the guy just lift me for $300. S.D. Jones picked me up at the airport the next day. Hey, Tony, I hear you lost $10,000.
$300 to 10 grand overnight?
Overnight.
That is wrestling. If that's a classic wrestling story.
If a story is worth telling, it's worth embellishing. Wrestlers got a way of, if I tell you a story, then when you tell it, you add a little something to it. Then he adds something to it. By the time the story I think it's up to 20 grand now.
Well, you didn't really answer the question, though, Tony. Do you think the wrestlers shoot themselves in the foot
All
by
the
not
time.
putting the information out there?
All the time.
I mean, if you know, I don't want to even try and begin.
Wrestlers always been their own worst enemy. I used to go to me and SD, we found a nice gym to go to, a nice hotel where people took real good care of us. And every wrestler, all the old timers say, don't tell the other boys because somebody will mess it up. We had a hotel in Bradford, the Bradford Hotel, downtown Boston, right near Chinatown, called the old Bradford. All the rooms at that time was $100, $150 a night. We paid $25 a night.
Wow.
We stayed at the Howard Johnson right here in Rivera. $25 a night. Angela Mosca decided to wait at the elevator, and then people come down the elevator, he urinate on them.
On the people?
Yeah.
Jeez.
And everybody was scared of him. So here this big guy, he's drink beer, and we got to go to the bathroom, we go stand by the elevator. When you come down the elevator, he urinate on
Did
them.
he do it purposely?
Yes. And so they kicked us all out the hotel.
He enjoyed urinating on the people?
There was a time in the 80s that if you went to the airport and you told them you was arrested, they would not rent your car.
Sunday, January the 24th, 1988, it was the first National Royal Rumble at Copps Coliseum in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, which was televised on the USA Network, head-to-head with the NWA Bunkhouse Stampede pay-per-view, not on pay-per-view itself. The first Rumble on pay-per-view would be in 1989. In the opening contest, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat beat Ravishing Rick Rude via disqualification. Dino Bravo set a world bench press record, lifting 715 pounds with a little help from Jesse Ventura. The Jumping Bomb Angels defeated WWF Women's Tag Team Champions, the Glamour Girls, in a 2 out of 3 falls match to win the title. WWF World Champion Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant signed a contract for their NBC main event primetime match February 5th, which would be seen by 33 million people. Hacksaw Jim Duggan won the first Royal Rumble match, which consisted of only 20, not 30 men, last eliminating the one-man gang. And the Islanders with the win over the Young Stallions in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Share your memories of the first Royal Rumble in the comment section below. Use the links in the description box to keep Wrestling Legends working in our eBay store and our acclaimed Patreon streaming service so we can bring you more interactive superstar shoot interviews to relive the good old days of professional wrestling. Check it out. Boston Wrestling Sports in the MWF explodes into a new year with professional wrestling content galore and need you to join our family. Every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. after our Monday Night Raw review, it's Wrestling Insiders at your house with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas. Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. after NXT and AEW, join rotating legends on Wrestling Insiders Special Edition. Every Thursday night at 10 p.m. after our NXT and Dynamite review, it's Marty Jannetty's no-holds-barred sex, drugs, and rock and roll journey on Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty. Friday night after SmackDown, don't miss John Cena Sr.'s Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays. Plus, look for classic clips, history videos, bonus live episodes, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. for less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Get early, ad-free access to our Wrestling Insider talk shows, our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVD library, and help keep wrestling legends working during the worst of times. Join our growing family at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Expect the unexpected in 2021.